An inviting bouquet. So with the red, I like to see sort of red fruits, stucco oak, and then a sweet entry into the palate. It doesn't necessarily have to be sweet like the Moscato, but nice, ripe fruit. Balance is so important. That's one of the, when we're doing our blending for Bamrock, you know, I have my particular tastes, but we have to make sure we're tasting it for a very broad audience. So very good balance in terms of sugar and alcohol, ripeness, we don't want it overripe, soft tannins if it's a red, if it's a Chardonnay or a Sauvignon Blanc, very nice crunchy acidity, but just balance. I mean, I'm a big Chardonnay drinker, and I like oak Chardonnay, but we also have to remember that some people like unoaked Chardonnay. So our Sauvignon Blanc is zero oak, very minimal skin contact, very ripe, delicate finesse. With the Chardonnay, it's more of a full-bodied. What you'll see today is a very good contrast. Our Merlot is very soft, inviting, easy drinking. The aim would be sort of cedar oak, very low levels of oak, sort of chocolate and cherry characteristics, nice plum. And then you have Cabernet Sauvignon, so you're increasing your amount of tannin, a bit more weight in the wine. So Merlot, for me, you can drink Merlot by itself. If I'm going to have Cabernet Sauvignon, I would like to have it with a meal. And then you finish with Shiraz, which should be the biggest, more upfront, more spice, more red berry, more cassis, more sort of French oak, so more vanilla and sweetness, but just inviting. And it should look nice. Our wines need to be cellar bright, they need to look very appealing for the consumer. But my palate's evolving all the time. Like I would never have drunk Moscato 5 years ago. Now when people come over, I have Moscato, have a glass of Moscato, and then I try and get them into Chardonnay, and then Shiraz. And I love fortifieds. We were talking about fortifieds before. So we've got lovely Muscat and Tawny stocks. And Australia, we don't say sherry anymore, we say Pera. And I would also encourage people to try the Montepulciano, the Durif. Petite Syrah is a synonym for Durif. You might hear Petite Syrah. But Tempranillo is something that's growing really well in our vineyards too, as we understand the viticulture more.
So, if you were to introduce wine to a non-drinker, what would be your approach?
I would definitely say, I would try and ascertain what they drink at the moment, if they drink spirits or if they drink like RTDs. I think the Moscato is a great introductory because it's low alcohol. So you can say you're drinking something at 6% alcohol, it's got very lovely natural sweetness, it's got no oak, no tannin, and those sort of phenolic characteristics. I'd be really careful about the language you use too, so if I say tannins to you guys, I'm very comfortable with that, but if someone who doesn't know wine, I wouldn't talk about tannin. I would say this red's got lovely good fruit sweetness, it's got a softness about it, it's got good intensity. Chardonnay, I would sort of say maybe if they're a new drinker, try the Chardonnay and look for something with very low level oak.
So, last question, what are your favorite pairings with each of these?
My favourite here.
What do you like to pair with each?
Oh, okay. So I think as an aperitif, or introductory wine to the start of the lunch barbecue or start of the meal, I'd have a chilled Moscato. So easy drinking, slightly spritzed, a very lively wine, very soft. I would look at having with a Merlot, I'd probably look at you can have a pasta dish, red creamy pasta dish or something simple. And as you get into a more serious wine, you could look at barbecue style or steaks. Australians love, there's barbecue sausages and steaks. And the Shiraz, I would look at more intense steak. I mean, as your palate evolves, like I used to cook my steaks, cook them like crazy. I get more and more rare as my palate evolves. But I mean, these wines are made to be enjoyed with food. So I think you can have the Merlot, which is the softest, most easy drinking, low level tannin. You can have that with a pasta dish, or you can have some cheese. This would be great with cheese at the end of the night, or a dessert like a creme brulee or a cheesecake. And the Cabernet and the Shiraz will both match very well with a nice steak.
Thank you.
What makes Australian wine distinctive compared to the other countries, the wines from their sources?
I think intensity. Yeah. full flavoured, intensity, right, very varietal. There won't be any confusion when you're trying these wines. This is definitely a Merlot. You'll be able to easily see with a bit of training that this is a Shiraz style. It's got that lovely spice. It's got beautiful disease.
Wine drinkers would be able to tell if that was like Australian wine.
Yeah, I think balance. I mean, there's power and finesse in Australian wine.